Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
It's the Daily Dish. It's FriYAY! Catherine's already in the house. So glad to have you here. Jackie, you're here too. Isn't that fun? So glad you're all here. We've got some really good questions that I'm looking forward today to. Hi, Vanessa. And don't forget, Saturday and Sunday, we're off the grid. Yes, we are. This is our last show of the week. We'll be back on Monday. Hey there, Nancy. You're having some chicken with veggies. That sounds awesome. I'm having my hot melt mix. This is going to be my new tradition every time. So there it is. Thank you. This is my little, I think it was $20 Amazon shirt. Look at the cute cuffs though. They call them poet sleeves, right? I think they should be bigger. I mean, this is probably, this is why these are cheap, these little things, but I like it. It works. Blue. Why not? Let's take it. And there's my girl, Mary Ann. Thank you, Sarah, by the way. Space Girl, that's Laura, right? Catherine, of course. Sue, I'm glad you're here. Gracie, so good to have you here. And our quote of the week, what I hate about, the only thing I don't like is how short the quote of the weeks last, because this is one of my favorites right here. Look, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Memorize that one, because I think this is a good reminder when we get into the places of just like, we're fearful. The treasure is past that fear. And we have to remember that the fear that we think is there is really just a little tiny fence around something really big that we want. And that fear is tiny. Remember the fear fence? It's rickety. It's falling apart. We just have to live with it. Nobody gets rid of fear. Am I right? Carol, hello. It's so nice to have you here. Francesca and Corliss, thanks so much. Vicki likes the quote too. Yeah, we can't help but like the quote. That quote is it has so much meaning to it for all of us. Every single one of us can take that one to the bank. And say hi, of course, to the dream team. They're on. We've got Lindsay, Amber, and Jenny all doing their thing in the back. We're grateful. Hi, Ann. I'm glad you're here. I've got your questions. I'm going to give you answers. Joanne, Angie, so good to have you here. Our supplement of the week has Sleep Ease, and I'll tell you what, you guys like this. We're selling a little bit of it. Sunday's the last day, so I don't want you to miss out on the deal. Our supplement of the week is always, I promise you, is always going to be something you're going to want to look forward to. You're going to want to bookmark. savingdinner.com/show. That's where you find it. There's buy 3 and get 1 free. That's critical, right? That's critical. Can I just tell you, nobody wants to pay retail. I don't. So don't. Check out our supplement of the week. This is how you stock up. Take advantage of it. Darla, hello. Noreen, I'm glad you're here. You're having your cocktail. I have mine too. I've got my L-glutamine in here as well. Yes. No green tea matcha for me there, though, Sue. I don't need it. I don't need all that buzz right now. It has caffeine in it, and I've had enough this morning. Mm-hmm. So Doris is in the house. Did I miss her? Somehow I did. And Kathy, there you are. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Kimberline, Jane in the house. Well, it's a good thing you're here, Jane, because I've got your questions and you don't want me to not talk about them. Also, I've got a couple of things. First of all, the most urgent, Monday we sprint. We sprint. Let me say this. You can sprint anytime you want, but don't miss our group sprints. This is where it really, there's a momentum there. There is a sweet community spirit. And the sisters, man, do they dish it out or what? It's really fun. And I'm laying down a challenge for all of you to show up, to post something. Just say, day 2. You don't have to get crazy, or you can. You can post anything you want, but we welcome that. We welcome that. We had for a while there, we had few people who are actually doing videos and uploading themselves, doing videos of them doing the 4-minute workout, all of it. But when we do it together as a group, there's a special little something. You know, we've been talking about energy all this week. That's a high vibe activity, by the way. Strongly recommend it. It's only 7 days and it's free. savingdinner.com/sprint. Monday, we begin. Let the games begin. I also want you to mark your calendars for several events, okay? 1, the Hot Melt 30 webinar. That happens on the 17th of the month. That's a Thursday night. The Hot Melt 30 is taking the sprint to the next level. And this is one of the ways that, there's little hairs on my face. See, this is why I like ponytails. This is one of the ways that you can really get your groove on and get into the groove of this lifestyle of eating an anti-inflammatory diet. Because my whole quest here is to get you off the carousel of crazy. No more diet culture. No more of the craziness and the fad diets and all of that. Let's go with the science. An anti-inflammatory diet not only is good for you, not as only is going to make you feel well, it's good for longevity. And let me just say this is how we feed our vibrancy. What do you think? Let's keep it going. And on March 17th, you're going to want to see how we put this whole thing together with other parts of the equation to make it a lifestyle. And not a lifestyle where you're impinging it on everybody else, but you are becoming your very best self. You'll have to see, go to savingdinner.com/30. That's where you're going to find your sign up page, because we do it on Crowdcast and you have to get a seat. If you can't make it, no worries. We always send out the replay. So just make sure you get that done. As a matter of fact, you could do that right now, you know, for heaven's sakes. Jenny is putting in the comments, all those links are live, and you just go to another page and you can go get your seat while I'm sitting here flapping my gums. What do you think of that idea? We have text messages. I'm going to tell you about that before I go to the next event. Don't forget about the text messages, because this is how you're going to get dancing meatballs and other fun stuff in your life. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not on the list. Let me say this: best deals, the most fun, and it's playful, and there's always a deal there. So you want to be on our text messaging list. It's very, very fun. Now, when you do this, all you have to do is text the word join to this phone number, 855-960-3720, to be added to the list. Then we will send you a text message back asking, are you sure you want to do this? Yes or no? And you just reply back the way they tell you to. Sometimes I don't remember if it's a Y or an N or whatever, but just reply back, and that confirms that you're on the list. Now, the word join is cap sensitive, so make sure it's all in caps, okay? Easy peasy. And you're in like Flynn, just like our girl Flynn. Where is Flynn? Hey, Jennifer, I'm glad you're here. Jeanette. Let's see, what else did I have to tell you about? Okay, the next thing coming up in April next month, can you believe? Oh, wait, no, the 31st of the month is our gut health webinar. Our gut health webinar, I am just going bonkers about this, because there has been so much information since I did my last gut health webinar, which I think was like 2018. And the research is just, you know, people are very interested in the microbiome. They're very interested in the gut. And, you know, Hippocrates, he gets it. He said very many years ago that all health begins in the gut. I'm going to prove that to you when you come on the 31st of March, this month. We'll have a page for you so you can get all signed up here shortly. Okay, that's going to be coming. We'll have that on Monday, I'm sure. I hope. Definitely next week, but you're going to learn all about that. So just mark that on your calendar. It'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yes, also on Crowdcast. And then on the 23rd of April, guess what? It's Full Bloom. Yay! Don't you love Full Bloom? Full Bloom is our big day, all day long event, and we are going to just knock it out of the park this time. What do you see what we've got coming up? Should I even tell you what is let me tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what the name of it is, because I know that's going to make you go, yay. The name of Full Blooms and our topic is Making Magic, the Key to Purpose and Vibrancy. Does that light you up? Gives me chills, and I can't wait to share all of this good stuff with you. I keep research folders pretty much all over my office, and this one is just going boom like that. Do you love the theme, Sarah? Oh, thank you. It is going to be something, and we will have signups and everything like that coming your way. And you know us, we always over deliver on swag bags and everything else. And I promise you, this is an event for you to really find a little something about yourself that you want to nurture and love up. You know, up level, always up level. That's how we find our purpose, by the way. So that's happening on the 23rd. That's an all-day event on Saturday. It is virtual, so it's easy to do it. And remember, once you get it, even if you can't make it, if you sign up, you have it forever. You can go back. I mean, anybody who's ever been to any of my webinars, they can go back, or these all-day full bloom events, you can go back and watch them now if you wanted to, have a weekend and binge them. I don't know, like Netflix, whatever. Anyway, so we have that. But the biggie is July 29th. July 29th and 30th is Full Bloom in person here in North Carolina, Brevard, North Carolina. I'll give you more information about it, but if you're interested, just know that Asheville is the closest airport. Greenville, you can fly into Greenville, and that's about 2 hours away. You can fly into Charlotte Douglas Airport in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's about 2 hours away as well. There's lots of airports, and there's plenty of accommodations. But get them now, because this is Brevard, and we are a tourist town in the summer, and this place is just flooded with people. So keep it coming. Kathy's going, give me those sticky notes. I love that. Anne's already got her reservations. Yay. Thank you, Jennifer. I did my hair just for you. I'm really trying hard, y'all. I'm trying to not show up in a hoodie with a bun. Really trying. Sarah, I know you're flying into Charlotte. A little somebody told me with the first name starting with an N. I'm so excited about that. Margot, good morning. It's going to be really, really exciting. Juanita, I'm glad you're here. The other thing that we're going to do for people who can't get on a plane and get here, or for whatever reason, is we're going to do a live stream with that. Pulling all the tech together. We're pulling all the people together. Jenny says, we've got this. Don't worry about it. I believe Jenny with all of my heart. Jenny's got this. Don't worry about it. We're doing it. We're doing it. You're going to get to meet Caroline. You're going to get to meet Jenny. Our Amber can't be here. I'm sad. But Lindsay might be here. I'm not sure if she's going to be here or not, but I'll tell you, Jenny on the block, she'll be right here on this block. So it's going to be fun. And I promise you, it'll be an event you'll never, ever forget. Wanda, our boat, will be involved for the Friday night VIP meet and greet. Hello. The Saturday night dinner is epic. And we're already measuring things and seeing how many people we can accommodate. Jenny on the boat. Yeah, there it is. It's going to be something. So all I'm saying is, if you have never attended one of our events, well, you're in for a treat. Let me tell you. Details to follow. So just mark your calendars for that weekend, because July 29th and 30th is Friday and Saturday. Sunday morning, you know what else we do? Really fun. We have a brunch, and it's just come on in. And if you can come, great. If you can't, it's just drop into my house. And we have a big brunch, and then we wish everybody off. And if you're not out the door by 1 o'clock, I'll push you out, because that's how long we last till. It's going to be a blast. And I just letting you know what's up. How do you like that? Yes. Oh, good. Jackie's already coming too. I love it. There's a lot of people already coming. It's going to be a blast, an absolute blast. All right, so we have our first question is from Jane. Jane Kinney, who's here, lovely Jane. And she says, Christmas 2020, I gave my daughter, triathlete daughter number 1, Infla Crusher as a stocking stuffer. What a great idea. And she proclaimed that she noticed an improvement, then ordered empty capsules and bought organic turmeric from the grocery store, and proudly proclaimed she could do it more cheaply. When we met up for her last event, I offered her a bottle of Infla Crusher, and she said, look, no, I don't need it. I take my own. and I believe in the purity and freshness of your supplements, and you have said this is bioavailable and pharmaceutical grade. Though I've Googled, would you please give me an explanation of your wonderfully convincing words, how yours would help her move more? I would be happy to provide her with what she needs as her endeavors are important to her. Thank heavens she is now working with an integrative medicine, but she's a proud and stubborn firstborn. I would know nothing about that, except that's who I am as well. And my daughter is too, and she's precisely like that. Oh, by the way, TikTok, ton new content. Get on there, by the way. Sidebar, go to TikTok, go to savingdinner, just go to tiktok.com @savingdinner. You'll find us. Yeah, I got really angry yesterday because somebody was just, I couldn't believe it. This woman is just self-proclaimed nutritionist, and she's saying, you know, when you take out your gallbladder, you no longer have the ability to make bile. Come on. It's a bladder. That means it holds the liquid that another organ's producing. You know? Come on. Dumb. So I called her out. I didn't call her out. I just said, don't get your medical advice off TikTok, you know? Anyway, so here you go. Sidebar. So there you are. Caroline does remind me of TikTok and stubborn, and me too. So I can certainly rest on that. Now listen, here's the deal about when we say pharmaceutical grade, what that means, it's been tested. It's been tested for efficacy. And that means that they have found curcuminoids in there, which is the viable compound in the curcumin, and also tumorons. And those two different compounds are what make it the dynamic compound that it is. The bioavailability is how it is produced, how it is put in the capsule and their whole process and all of that. What happens with normal curcumin, it still works, but you're getting about 80% because it falls apart in the stomach. It doesn't fall apart into the intestinal tract, which is what we want to do. We want to keep it as intact as we can to go into the intestinal tract and to be taken apart there. So while the capsule might be falling apart, the curcumin kind of stays together, and then it gets absorbed into the intestinal tract the way that it's the way it's meant to be. So you can absorb it. Now, one of the things that she can do if she's going to keep making her own and using just, kitchen grade stuff is put a little black pepper in there, and that's going to help with the absorbability. But bioavailability in my mind is everything. If you're going to take something, let's get all we can out of it, right? I mean, we have to. Let's get all we can out of it. And that's precisely what this is all about. And that's why we produce what we produce. It's also a higher grade pharmaceutical and bioavailable, a way higher grade than what's in the kitchen spice. If you take a kitchen spice, if I took a bottle of turmeric from, some organic frontier spices, for example, take that and test it versus another bottle from another company, the varying degrees of the active components in it that I just told you about, the curcuminoids and also the tumorons, they're going to be all over the place. When it's pharmaceutical grade, it's been tested and it's all on a certain level. And you'll see that right on our InfoPressure. We talk about it. Well, we don't say those particular compounds, but it tells you how much you're getting. And it's been tested for that. And you pay for that because it's a process to get it. If they're not just dumping a bunch of turmeric powder, they're going through the process of getting the very best, and it's pharmaceutical grade, and it's got all this, particular stuff in it, and we know what we're getting. That's why it's so effective. And that's why we have people who are hooked on it. And by the way, we have a lot of people suggest to do this. Subscribe and save so you never run out. This is one of those ones that you want to stock up on and never run out of because it really works. It's amazing stuff for your joints, for your pain, for everything. I take it every night and I take it during the day too. Thank you for your discussion about managing supplements. This is still Jane. Nausea as I deal with that. The smoothies help, though I don't do a smoothie every day and take the egg option. I've always divided my supplements up into morning, midday, and night. Partly from your recommendations, but also because I have reason from what I have heard in the past that if we bombard our system with more of a vitamin, like the B complex, then it can be used at a time, we pee it out. This is true. My reasoning goes, if I space the 2 capsules out by some hours, I will benefit more. However, it can lead to more urginess, which I've read and read and read, Nancy, or Jane. I have no idea what urginess means. Does that mean potty? Could be. Maybe that's a polite way to say TMI, but pottiness. And more opportunities for getting or messing up the timing. Please comment. Any suggestions will be gratefully received. Thank you so much. So here's the thing. This is the thing that I want to make sure you get. Okay. This is not okay. Urginess is the nauseous. Got it. Okay. If I love people to spread their supplements out, I think it's a better idea. But what I have found in the 29 years or 20, how long? Yeah, 28 years now. Yeah. 28 years of being a nutrition coach and talking to people about supplements, getting them on a regular routine to do them is a small act of God sometimes. And it's so interesting. They are dogmatic with their pharmaceutical stuff that the doctor gives them that gives them all the side effects. But as far as their supplements, it's hit and miss. It's crazy. Because just like just like you depend on a medication from the doctor, your supplement is going to do the things that it says that it's going to do as long as you take it consistently. So if you can spread it out through the day, all power to you. It's just I found that people don't do it. And just like I said, just getting them to the habit of taking their supplements is a huge deal. So here's my strong suggestion, okay? This is what I would do. And this is how I do it. I have morning supplements and I have evening supplements. I don't take them in the afternoon. I don't remember to. And I shouldn't say morning. It's when I break my fast. Because sometimes, I broke my fast at 3 o'clock yesterday. But it's when I break my fast. And I usually do that with a smoothie. And it just makes such a difference in the world. But, we need trigger habits too, something to trigger and make you to remember, right, Nancy? We talked about that just the other day. But like I am now starting because I do, so every once in a while I was forgetting my hot melt mix and I feel so much better when I do it. It's part of the hydration equation. So now my 1 o'clock is go get your hot melt mix, right? So here it is. And put it in a pretty glass and make yourself feel elegant. That's part number 2. So that's how we do it. Just make it a trigger habit. And if you can do it the way you have it here, you said, what did you have it here? You morning, evening, morning, midday, and night, do it. That's ideal. But yeah, that is ideal, 100%. I do love having evening supplements. It's part of my evening routine. I do love having in the morning, I get my supplements together and sitting in a little cup and they're ready for when I break my fast so I can take them. Okay. That's how that works. Thank you for being the warm, wonderful, passionate leader that you are. It's such a gift to be a witness of your growth in your business, as well as the growth in all of us whom you've gathered in to support one another. I applaud your decision to reduce your show week to 5 days and use the additional time to whatever feeds your spirit. Well, I'm starting pickleball tomorrow morning, so you can all pray for me that I won't end up splat on the court. I'm a little concerned. But it was going to be fun. I'm really looking forward. Thank you for that, Jean. That was really kind. Very kind of you. Hot melt mix does not break your fast, Jennifer. It doesn't even register as having calories. If you look at let me see. So this is hot melt mix. Where is it? Yeah. There are no calories on there. Do you know what that means? If there's no calories listed, that means that it's under 20 calories per serving. So yes, it does not break your fast. No, it doesn't break your fast. Whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, it doesn't break your fast. That's why I like it. All right. We've got Ann Hart in the house. In the house. Yeah, Gracie, that's a good time to do it. Do your little smoothie, take your supplements. Do it. Absolutely. Yep. She says, with your skincare routine, what about sunscreen for our face? Where does that come in the skincare regime? I'm glad you asked. So I have in my my foundation has a little bit of sunscreen in it. I'm fine with that. It's like 35. But if I'm going to go outside and just like really get blasted by the sun, this is what I use. And I brought it. It's called Color Science, COLORE Science. I got it on Amazon, and it's in a skincare color. It has zinc in it and stuff. And I'm not horribly opposed to this. I like this better, big time, than the creams that you put on your face that sink in, because this goes right over the top of your skin. And also it's, you know, those creams are greasy and weird. You have to go to ewg.org rather. It's the environmental working group.org. We have the worst in the whole world sunscreens, the most toxic, the most carcinogenic. They're just absolute garbage. And you remember, our skin absorbs everything we put on it. That's why I like this. And my dermatologist told me about this. I think it's the best thing in the world. Yes, I use a floppy hat as well, but I also use this, and just plain old zinc oxide right there on my nose, just like I did as a kid, because I have an upturned nose, which is really annoying, and it just seems to like grab the sun. I always have a big red nose when I go out in the sun, so that's what I do. But I also like to get a little sun. I like to expose myself to the sun with no sunscreen for like 20 minutes. And I'm pinky and freckly, so I have to be careful with that. And I can't link that sunscreen. Maybe Jenny can, but it is Color Science. Color Science, and it's on Amazon. You know what? I bet you Lindsay's already on the case. Stay tuned, Andrea. But this is nice too, and you have to choose a color. Now, I'm very fair, you know that. And the color that I have is medium. Okay, medium. So it looks just like powder, and it's a little powdery and weird looking, but I just kind of pat it in a little bit. And again, this is used like when we're going on the boat, or this is used when I'm going to be outside for extended periods of time. But otherwise, I have sunscreen in my makeup, and I'm not going to get all concerned with that. I see a dermatologist. I'm careful with my skin. I don't sunbathe per se or do any of that stuff. So, you know, I'm just really careful with it. And do you, okay, she says, where does that come in with the skincare regime? And it's not, I don't do it as part of my skincare regime. I do it as a finisher for after putting makeup on. But if I'm not wearing makeup, like we're just out on the boat all day, I'm not going to put makeup on. I'm just going to put this on just right at the very end. And it, like I said, it's a powder. I like the way it feels because it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a plastic bag over my head. Some of that stuff is almost makes me claustrophobic. Seriously, it's great. Yeah, you had 2 carcinomas. I had a basal cell carcinoma right here that I had taken out years ago. And, you know, we have to remember, too, that when we put sunscreen on, we're blocking our ability to get the vitamin D from the sun. The sun activates our vitamin D in our bodies. So we got to be really careful with all of that. And let me just tell you about this for a minute. Personally, I think the problem that we have is that our sunscreens are so toxic that, you know, we're not going out in the sun. We're not activating our vitamin D. Our vitamin D levels are low, and then we're putting this toxic crap on our skin. That's just a problem. So yeah, my dermatologist had a fit with me when I told him that I'm just not into sunscreen. But then he said, you know, your skin looks pretty good, blah, 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 blah. And there you go. So I just think it's interesting. I just think it's very interesting. Do what you will. There you go. There's your link right there. So, and you know, well, I'm not going to get into the whole thing. I could wax eloquently for a while on that whole thing. Let's not do that. You know how I feel about it. What do I, and do you pat on each cream and let it dry in between adding another? Yes. So what I do is, you know, when I put, oh, and I forgot to bring my hyaluronic acid downstairs. It's in a pump. I was going to bring that down. I use that and the AHA like at night, and the AHA is very, very liquid, and that's that fruit acid, and it's alpha hydroxy acid, and it just really helps to just, you know, freshen your skin. Your skin gets a little red afterwards, which I don't mind because I know that it's taking care of your skin, and just it's enzymes. It's what it is. It's eating all the junk that needs to go, getting rid of that dull film that we all have on our skin. And so I mix that with it and put the hyaluronic acid, just absolutely goes in and plumps the skin. So it's really nice and gets in there. Then I follow up with all of our other stuff and put that all on. And it's lovely. Just let it sink in and just enjoy the feeling. It just takes a minute. And also the other thing that I would say, is I used to only use like 10 drops of this and 5 drops of that. And I noticed this whole winter, I needed a whole heck of a lot more. Okay, be lavish with it. Your skin is your skin. And we have to treat it. We have to moisturize it, and we have to tend to it. Just like we do our insides, and hydration has to be a part of the equation. If you're not hydrating, and your skincare is not going to cure a dehydrated skin. Water will, though. It sure will. So we got to really be on top of that hydration and sleep too, because I'm starting a new habit of, and I used to do it and then I got out of the habit of doing it, but I'm back on, and that is just downing a whole big, huge glass of water first thing when I get up, with nothing in it. No lemon, no vinegar, none of that stuff. Just water. We lose water as we sleep. We dehydrate as we sleep because of our breath. Did you know that? Yep. I don't tan well at all, Susan. I get burnt. What do you think of the Mediterranean diet? I think it's fantastic. Now, my problem with the Mediterranean diet is there's just a lot of grains in it, and there's a lot of legumes and things like that in there. And most of us, what I'm finding is, especially women, don't tolerate that very well. And so guess what? When we don't tolerate it very well, those good, complex, healthy carbs end up becoming a big inner tube around our bellies. They do. You lose your waistline pretty quickly with that. So you have to do it according to you. You remember my lentil story? Lentils are amazingly healthy and good for you. But again, they're full of lectins and phytates, which are the plant's defense mechanism to make them sure that they don't get all eaten up, right? It just does that. I told you the story of a deer that knocked over a bird feeder that I had out. This is a long time ago when I did bird feeders. I don't do them anymore because they attract bears, and also, it's pretty much against nature. It's not good for the birds either. It's really not good for the birds. Sorry, there's a whole thing that goes with that. And this is from a bear biologist that I was talking to, who lives actually in our little subdivision here. And he said it's just, we're putting nature out of whack when we do stuff like this. And it's just for our pleasure and entertainment so that we can watch the birds, but it's not good for them. That's what he told me. And I was just like, oh, put in my place, right? So I stopped doing it. And it also attracts bears and raccoons and squirrels and other things. So, that's the whole story with that. But I had a feeder knocked over, and guess what was in the feeder? A whole bunch of seed. Guess who ate it all? A bunch of deer. And guess what happened to the deer? The deer threw up all over my back patio because of the lectins and phytates in there. Those were seeds, with sunflower seeds in there, millet, other stuff. Yeah, it's not good for them. And we have a link for hyaluronic acid. Lindsay, can you put that in the chat? And it's my actual hyaluronic acid it's just off of Amazon. I think I said mistakenly before, I used to say it was really cheap, but it's like $30 for the bottle, but it lasts forever. Okay. Lasts forever. And this is a very, when they say now here's your $50 cream, here's your $80 skincare cream, it has hyaluronic acid in it. Well, you can buy it in the pump just pure, and use it. So I'll give you more skincare stuff, and I'm going to redo our whole skincare webinars and everything, because I've spoken to our expert, the guy who puts together our Vibrant C+E, just lives up the street from me. Not literally like 45 minutes from me, but we get together with he and his wife, and he is just, I told him, can I interview you? And he's like, nope, don't do cameras. So I'm just going to have to, pull it all out of him, because he's a genius. And as a matter of fact, we're going to have, I have some skincare ideas. We're working on some things together. It might take a while to get done. He's got a lot on his plate, but I would like nothing better than to have him help us with a bunch of stuff. It's so great. So Anne will get you that. All right. Will you describe your morning, afternoon, and evening routines? So I get up in the morning with my Lincoln clock. You know, the Lincoln Project usually wakes me up. Last 2 nights, we've been trying to let him not close the kennel door. He likes to sleep in there because he's got his bed and all of that. No, there's no carrageenan in it at all. No. I know the C+C is just, isn't it just luxurious and gorgeous stuff? Makes your skin tingle because the C is active. That's why it is. Most aren't. That's what I love about that. Oh, she asked me, what belongs on the hydration station? Your water bottles. So I have a whole slew of water bottles. This is one of them. This is from Full Bloom in September. So I just take all my water bottles and fill them up, you know, according to what your hydration equation is. That is your weight divided by 2 equals the ounces. 150 pounds divided by 2 is 75. So 75 ounces of water is what you need, minus everything else that you're drinking for that day, whether it's tea, coffee, soup, smoothie. Take out that stuff, and that will leave you with the ounces that you need. Then you want to make sure that you're getting your fiber in, but you're going to do that with your smoothie, right? Because fiber mender's in there. You got 10 grams of fiber, and you want to make sure that you're getting at least 1 scoop of hot milk mix a day. That's electrolytes, and that electrolytes helps to drive the hydration into the cell. Hugely important. That's your hydration station. And further, let me just show you. This is what I do so you can see. You see that? Do you see the green? Is it green? Is it showing? That's when those are my alarms. They go off, and then I reset them so that they're reset for the next day. So they go off at 8:45, 9:45, 10:45, 11, all the way through. And see, today I have a meeting at 2 o'clock. So it's not going to go off at 2:45 because it's an hour-long meeting. See? So when that alarm goes off, what is that saying? Oh, time to get your butt up off the chair, Leanne. Go upstairs and add a little bit of extra steps to your day and drink your water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 glugs. I'm done. It's easy and it's done. And I love that. All right. Where are we? Okay, morning. Lincoln usually gets us up by 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I take care of him. And that's a whole thing. I'm not going to tell you what I do with him. But I get my coffee started and empty the dishwasher. And as I'm emptying the dishwasher, after that's done, before I can have my coffee, I've got to do a 4-minute workout. That's the deal. That's how it works. I've usually at night, I've started doing this, is getting my hydration station set up at night and refilling the Berkey to make sure that I have all of it. But anyway, that's just basically what it's done. So that's where everything starts. Then I sit down and I have my meditation. After I do a 10-minute that's all. I do a 10-minute meditation. After I do my 10-minute meditation, I go into Take Back Your Life journal, and I do my gratitudes, and I go through and I get out my journal. I write out my goals. I course correct anything from the night before if I hadn't done it the night before, because sometimes I just don't. And if you know how the journal works, that's how I use it. And then my affirmation statements are all, based on my goals. And I am an athlete, joyfully training every day at the table and in the gym. And that's it. That's all I do there. And then I have books that I'm always reading. This is my new book. I think I alluded to it. Finally just got it. It's Drop Acid. This is the new David Perlmutter book. And it's all about the new science on uric acid, which I'm really fascinated with because as far as I know, uric acid caused gout and kidney stones. That's it. But apparently it's a whole lot more. So I'm trying to get my brain around all of that. And I also read another I read something nutritional and a personal development book. And the personal development book what is the personal development book that I have going on right now? I think I just finished one. It was called The Source. But anyway, so I've got that one. And I just ordered a new one, Unlocking Life, by my friend Srini Pillay. So I'm looking forward to that one. But I read, and reading to me is just like, it's just like water. I have to read every day, and it fills me up, and it just does something for me. So that's what I do with that. Meditate, journal. What else do I do? That's it. And then I go exercise. My 9 o'clock is my time for me to exercise. So when my 8:45 goes off and I hydrate, I'm already dressed and ready to go. That's it for exercise. And then from 9 o'clock to 9:30 to up to 10, usually never go an hour. I get it done. In the afternoons, I'll try to take Lincoln for a walk. It depends on what my schedule is. Otherwise, Mark does it. And it's about 2.5 miles to do the full walk. And then I throw the ball for Lincoln, and then we have to go up and down the stairs. So that's fun. So get a little exercise in that way. And there you go. That is pretty much my morning routine. In the evenings, after dinner's all cleaned up and what have you, I start making my nighty-night tea. That's traditional medicines, traditional medicinals, something like that. I use the nighty-night tea, and then I do my supplements, and I go wash my face, get ready for bed. I'm really adamant about taking care of your face. And I don't know how this happened, but somehow or another, I got it into my head early on in my 20s to always take really good care of my face and never go to bed with makeup on and all that. So, I just get that done, and then we go to bed, and I put on a meditation, and we listen to this meditation as we go to sleep. And that's it. We're usually in bed by latest is 11, and I don't like 11 because I start getting all whiny. Come on, Mark, let's go to bed. I'm tired. He likes to stay up later than I do, but it's just not good. She said the casinos went very well. It did. We had a good time. I'm glad you did too, Anne. This is from Marianne, my girl Marianne. Marianne's, we go back a ways, don't we, Marianne? I mean, years. I'm so glad you're still hanging out. She says, nitric oxide importance and how do we get it? What are any side effects to supplementation? Is it possible to have too much nitric oxide? For whatever reason, the FDA is kind of getting down on this. And as a matter of fact, Amazon's not even selling nitric oxide anymore. But nitric oxide, the big deal with nitric oxide, oh Lord, sorry. I forgot to turn that one off. That was my alarm. See, 1:45. So it's good for circulation. It's good for blood pressure. It's really good for heart health. And yeah, okay, down the hatch. There you go. Mm-hmm. There you go, much better. But you can tell if you're low on nitric oxide, and this is really important for your man. Can I just talk about that? Listen, when we are talking about circulation affects your heart, it affects your head and your brain and your heart, and if you're a man, your man parts. It really does. You've heard the term ED before. I know you have. And this is a supplement that will actually help your guy. Isn't that nice? So really important and good for physical performance. And I'm talking about muscles and lifting weights and all of that. And it just makes a big, big difference. Helps with muscle soreness. And it's a good supplement. And I have no idea what the FDA is getting their panties in a wad about, but they do that. So the place that I would recommend that you get it, if you're going to get it, would be a Life Extension. I get my nitric oxide there, and Mark takes it. I make him take it. Come on. At our age, yeah, you take stuff that's good for your heart. And just remember, it's good for everything else too. And that's important, really, really important, because that poor circulation and high blood pressure and, protecting your heart, you can't do enough good stuff for it. So this is one of the good things that you can do. It's easy, like 2 supplements a day. I don't know what the supplement amount would be. And I would kind of work with a practitioner or a healthcare provider who's an integrative healthcare provider who could guide you better on that. But I just follow the directions on the label personally for myself, and I give Mark double. You can get the best source is the same source is for everything pretty much is green leafies. That's the best source. And guess what? Not only do you get the nitric oxide, but it also is super protective against macular degeneration. And macular degeneration is what my eye doctor said is just basically a calling card that you haven't been eating your greens. You know that? Eat your greens. So eat your greens, do your just juice veggies, and you'll be protected. That's part of the thing. And it'll also give you that bump of nitric oxide. Dark chocolate has it in it. Yay, right? Well, not for some, not for me. But also beets, garlic, meat even has a little bit in it, and some nuts. So citrus as well, but we don't do much in citrus. But you'll know that if you need it because your stamina is low, your energy is low, memory fog, all of that stuff. So I mean, that's a great big basket, isn't it, of stuff? But that could be one of the factors in it. So, and the possibility of having too much nitric oxide, do you mean as far as I don't know what that would look like, unless this would be something that you're talking about, how can you have too much of it? I guess if you take too much, if you go against what the label is telling you to go with, I stay with the label on the supplement that you're taking. But yeah, I mean, you can get too much of anything. You get too much vitamin C, you're gonna have diarrhea. You eat too much something, and it's gonna make you sick to your stomach. It's just the way it is. This is how those things work. All right, so that was Friday, y'all. Done and dusted. I'm so glad that you joined me today. Thank you for being here and being such great friends. I really appreciate that. And I will see you again on Monday, and we'll start a brand new series. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't know, but we'll start a brand new series on Monday. I'm looking forward to it. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.